Dear brothers and sisters, the Pleiadians, we will welcome you with celebrations. I come to bring another report, and I can tell you that it has been a long time since I have brought such a wonderful report. All the underground bases of the Dark Ones have already been totally dominated and taken over. There is no longer any kind of risk for you. The destruction of these bases has to be done very carefully, with a lot of planning, because they have created a network of mass destruction where if just one point is denoted, a sequential reaction will happen. So everything has to be done very carefully and very precisely. There is no danger anymore of them detonating everything they have been created. It is over. The moment now is surface to the surface for all of you. But this is not our mission. This is the mission of those who are driving this process. Let's just say that we will be looking forward to the revelation of our existence, the revelation of why we have been here on your planet for some time now. This will be a cause of great joy for us, being able to actually display our ships. Will be a moment where Sananda would say of pure ego, but we don't have that feeling. The moment of our exhibition would only be to confirm for those who already believe in us the truth of our existence, to show you our beautiful spaceships, to show you what you will be able to build in the near future, and to be able to walk through the universe exactly as we do, with much joy and with much property in what we do. I cannot tell you that there are no trips through the universe strictly for pleasure, for the pleasure of knowing new worlds, for the pleasure of making friends. Yes, of course there are. We don't know all the peoples of the universe intimately. We know some of them diplomatically. That is, there are parts of the Galactic Federation, but we never visit them, as you usually call them, as tourists who only come to the planet to see what is beautiful in each of them. Then I would tell you that the beauty of each planet, each orb, is something very different from the standard that you know. You are used to this dimension where everything is very tangible, everything is very physical, but the nature that you know on this planet really few possess such splendor. This planet in the whole universe is known for its beauty, for everything that was put together by Father, Mother God to make it as a beautiful blue planet. I am not saying that our own planet, our home, is not beautiful. It is very beautiful, but we have learned to admire the beauty that this planet shows us. And we can admit that it is immense. There is not a spot on this planet except if we make command on the desert, where there is no beauty, but even the deserts are worthy of appreciation, for they form very interesting shapes, mountains, and layers, and are very reminiscent of planets that we know. So each planet, each one that exists in the universe, has its own beauties, and you will learn in time to admire them. You will be allowed, as members of the Galactic Federation, to visit other planets, to meet other civilizations, but all within a very well planned and proper order. No one arrives on a planet simply because they are sightseeing. This all has to plan. It has to have a permission so that are no surprises. Each planet monitors its airspace, so to speak, very carefully, because those who have been here for a long time are always trying to invade somewhere. This is their pattern of life. So the defenses of each planet are always very well in place. We can say that wars don't really exist in the universe, but we know of their existence, of their successive attempts to penetrate others' planets, to make their military base, and to explore the planet as was done here, so we can walk through the universe, but always within planning. Just like you do when you go on a vacation, you plan, make reservations, and when you get there, everything is ready to welcome you. In the same way, the planet, that civilization will prepare a big party to welcome you because they like it. They are very well educated and prepared to receive other races. And you will be from now on, when you go to the fifth dimension, included in this list of races allowed to navigate the universe and be very well received. But all with a lot of planning, so us being here today and being able to show off our ships, it's not ego. It's just a great joy to be able to show you what you will be able to do as well. Of course, we are already a long time in the fifth dimension and above, but we will be happy to teach you all the technology that we have so that you can start this ascension of these machines, new ventures, all into the fifth dimension. So we can tell you that only we are here today, hidden in a way in your skies, that soon we will be living with you. We will be side by side, walking together, and it will be great pleasure for each one of us to be part of this great development teams of the planet. You will be introduced to new professions, new jobs, new types of work, and for sure, many of you will feel very ready to be with us, learning all of this for the evolution of your planet and your race. Yes, you will enter a fifth dimension planet, but you will have much to learn and to develop so that you can live exactly as fifth dimension inhabitants. You as a human beings coming from the third dimension will also have a very deep modification in your bodies. But will not be instantaneous. This will be gradual. Otherwise, your bodies will not be able to withstand such a change. So we can tell you that you will enter the fifth dimension in the minimum dimension necessary for the set, so that your bodies will gradually, slowly get used to the higher frequencies. And I can tell you, many of you will have difficulty in adapting to this dimension. But we also have all the treatments and technologies capable of preparing your bodies through machines, through chambers, where you will be submitted without pain, without sacrifices, without any kind of fear, so that your bodies get used to this dimension. So fear nothing. No one will suffer. There will be no suffering to avoid. The only form of suffering there might be is when you refuse to love, when you refuse to be treated, when you refuse to not share the feelings necessary for this dimension. Then it will be much deeper and painful training for you to learn to live in the right way. Not painful through torture, through machines drilling you, all sorts of things that you have seen in your news. We can say quite scandalous in order for you to reach the proper dimension. Everything is done with much love. Everything is done through many lessons, through mental training. There is no chip injections. There is nothing injected into your brains for you to evolve. You will take the time necessary for evolution, where you will be trained, you will be shown, you will be re-educated how to live. And this process will last as long as it will. There is no more hurry. There is no more future. There is time here and now. So you will be there, participating in their trainings so that you can live within the precepts of the fifth dimension. And we will be there with great joy, just the way we are, and you will be the way you are. And we will be forming a great alliance, an alliance of great love, an alliance of progress, an alliance of technological advancements, of cleaning up your planet, where you will have a planet that is completely refreshed, completely clean, completely free of anything that could harm you. You will continue to feed yourselves for quite some time to come, until your vibrations are raised and you begin to a physical, and you begin to feed yourself as we feed ourselves. There is no point to explaining here what is process like. You wouldn't understand. So just believe that there will still be food. No one will be introduced to pills or to neutralized sealed packages where you put it in water and it becomes bread. That will not exist. Nothing is industrially made. Everything is created with love. Everything is created by our mind. But you will have food for a long time to come. Many of these foods that you use today, unfortunately, you won't have anymore because there are foods that have been produced to actually deteriorate your bodies. This is why mortality happens at such a young age. By coming to the fifth dimension and eating right, you will live thousands of years because your bodies will no longer deteriorate. But for that happen, this food that is going to be generated here will have that property of at the same time feeding you, the property of cleaning all that dirt that is in there, all that has been put into your cells, all that they die quickly. So you will take time in changing your own cells so that perfect cells will be born without any kind of deterioration. And then everything will be very new, everything will be very learned. And we, our Arcturian brothers, our Syrian brothers, Andromedians, Venusians, everything who's in the heavens right now will have the greatest pleasure, we will have the greatest love in teaching you of you how to live in this new dimension, to understand how everything works, how your homes will be, how you will behave, how the parties are, how the meetings are, how the shifting is going to be on the planet. I tell you, it will take you months to learn everything because there will be so much new, so many new things, and so much learning. So don't be afraid. No one will go hungry. No one will not know what to eat because you will have plenty of food. You will have plenty of housing. You will have plenty of work. And all of this will plenty of abundance and plenty of love involved. So this is what awaits you. This is what we are preparing for you. This is what your planet Earth is preparing for each one of you. The change in your bodies. Gaia is promoting this change. You receive the energy from the central sun, and it changes the vibration of your cells. And Gaia, having the same elements from which your bodies are originated and made, from the bottom up, she makes this change as well. Taking with her form the moment you put your feet on the ground, all that is being generated, transformed, garbage that your bodies are generating and you don't even know it. Everyone is being changed. There is no distinction. There is no exception. Everyone will be ready to make the change. It only depends on each one of you. It only depends on the vibration of each one of you. If you allow this change to be ready for the new energies, so keep your vibration high. Dream of this new world because it is real. Very soon, it will no longer be a dream. It will be real for all of you who want to be a part of it. And we will be there together, ready to receive with a great roundness of applause, with celebration, with our immense hearts of light and joy, waiting for each one of you. And we will make this planet a great party, a great reception for all of you. Never be afraid, never vibrate fear. Because what is in our side of the fifth dimension is only friendship, abundance, prosperity, and much unconditional love.
Oh, my special friends. As the human collective continues to rush hotfoot forward toward the now moment of its most glorious awakening, keep setting and resetting your intent to be only loving whatever arises. Doing just this is enormously powerful. It is your own individual, and also the collective's intent for humanity to awaken, and that intent is unstoppable and irreversible because it is completely in alignment with God's will for you all. Your awakening is divinely assured. As you wait, pray, and meditate enthusiastically and expectantly every day, you know that you are deep into the awakening process, and that this is a time to be in good spirits. Love is your nature, and it always peacefully accepts whatever arises without conditions, and then most beautifully deals with this now moment in whatever manner it transpires for the good of all involved. You do need to remind yourselves frequently of your true nature so that you remain engaged with it in every moment. Make a point of having your awareness, your mindfulness turned on, so that your egos do not manage to ridicule the interactions with others that are less than loving, and then leave you in a state of shock when you realize that instead of being loving, you withheld your love, which is always, by its very nature, healing and peacemaking. If this does happen, then as soon as you become aware, forgive yourselves. Do not engage with feelings of guilt and the resulting negative self-judgments, because truly, in that moment you responded to the best of your ability, as you always do. The physical state of living in form as a human, illusory or dreamlike as it is unreal, and therefore anything unloving in which you may engage is also unreal and cannot occur. To awaken is coming to a complete understanding of its unreality, and to rejoice in the fully conscious awareness that you have never, even for a micro moment, been separated from the presence of Mother/Father/God. It is like coming home from a long and arduous journey, and in your experience in this now moment, that is what it really does appear to be, a coming home. And you are, naturally, longing for the journey to be complete. The end, or perhaps the beginning, as you have no previous memory of reality, is very close, and there are major signs of this in many places across the world. This alone is reason to celebrate. You are peace, you are love, nothing else is real, and when you are feeling at peace within yourselves, within the consciousness that you experience mainly as your bodies, you cannot possibly remain unaware of this divine truth. If you can start your day by going within, even if only for a few minutes, to the holy inner space that is within each of you in every moment, it most beautifully prepares you to engage with your day, and to deal mindfully and lovingly with all with whom you find yourselves interacting. Your inner sense of peace enormously strengthens your energy fields, and others will feel the calm peace emanating from you and be inspired and uplifted in your presence, even though they may not have any conscious awareness of it. Thus, your interactions with others will flow far more smoothly than they do when you are for any reason not relaxed and at peace with yourselves. It all comes back to just being. That is your major purpose on earth in form at this moment. Even though this occurs almost totally below your level of conscious awareness, unless you have been consciously choosing for some considerable time to be as mindful as you possibly can in order to assist in the awakening process. You all incarnated to do this, but the cloud of amnesia that enveloped you at the moment of your physical births was very thick or heavy, and has been extremely difficult for most you to shift or move out of except for brief moments. It has to do this very gently because your physical forms take time to adjust to the infinite power its energy is offering you, and as you become more accepting of the reality that your true and only nature is love, you can more easily adjust yourselves to accept and resonate with it. This is why you are presently incarnate, and you are succeeding magnificently in undertaking the task that you each individually volunteered for prior to your present physical lifetimes. You are, each and every one of you presently incarnate, utterly brilliant beings of light, lightly cloaked so that you do not dazzle those with whom you are so lovingly interacting. With so very much love, Saul. Channel, John Smallman. My dear friends, We love you so very much. You are in a season of renewal upon your earth. You are collectively and individually recreating yourselves. This is why so many of you are exhausted. You can no longer push yourself in directions that do not appeal. You can no longer pretend you want to do things you do not. You can no longer spend your energy trying to change anyone else, for better or worse, without feeling frustrated if they do not want to change. You will find, however, that when you pursue your passions, anything that calls to you, interests you, or makes your spirit sing, you will find incredible resources of time, energy, money, and support flowing into your reality. For in your truth, in your love, you tap into the fast moving currents of love that are flowing upon your planet. We say this often, but it bears repeating. If you are tired, rest. Self acceptance is the easiest way to allow your spirit to take charge and fix nearly any situation in your mind, heart, body, or life. Your body knows what it needs. Your soul knows what it needs. Your mind knows what it needs. In your times of rest, you are incubating new life. In allowing yourself to pursue a passion, you are allowing love to carry you in its flow. In allowing yourself to dream, you are allowing spirit to share ideas. In watching movies, you give your overactive mind a rest. In spending time alone, you learn to relate more intimately with yourself. In spending time with others, you see yourself in the mirror. Whatever it is you feel drawn to in a given moment, accept it. As you accept yourself as you are, at this moment, you are saying to the universe, I am worthy of love as I am. I am who I am, dear ones, is the name God gave to Moses when asked, I am who I am. Repeat that often, or better, I accept myself as I am, even as I expand into more. As you accept your heart in a given moment, you open to new guidance in the next. As you accept your joyous feelings, they will guide you on the path of passion. As you accept your boredom, you stop fighting yourself and allow creativity to arise. As you accept your desire to overeat, you will learn that you'd rather be more comfortable. As you accept yourself without judgment, you are admitting a glorious truth. You are perfect as you are, even as you expand into more. An acorn wants to expand into an oak. An oak wants to make acorns. The green acorns sit in the dirt until their little shells crack open in perfection, and they once again reach and stretch to become oaks. You, too, have many cycles upon your earth and in your personal lives. Honor them. You are in a cycle of recreation, so it is particularly important to honor your own personal cycles. In this fashion, the very force of life itself that lives and breathes within you will be allowed to rise up, guide you in grace, and inspire you to the life of your dreams. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels, Channel, and Albers.
It's the year 35, beloved people, you messengers of God and angels in human form. Do you know who you are once from eternity, from the light of all being? There is no separation between us other than those that you have determined and brought into your life through your lack of awareness. Truly I say to you, we are all one, immutable in all time, from eternity to eternity. I greet you and your heart fills with my love, the power of all life from omnipresent being. Today I give this knowledge, which should be made known to you, so that you can finally step out of old images about my life on earth. It's the year 35. The last days in Jerusalem have arrived, my last weeks to say goodbye and give final instructions. Because we were all faced with our new tasks and before carrying our light into the world and bringing it to the people, to where we were sent by God's intention and with the consent of our soul, the consent given in eternity, even before birth into human being. The supreme and most important commandment was love for one's neighbor. Love thy neighbor as thyself. This formula awakens unconditional love, and all instructions are subordinate to this instruction. It was therefore necessary to internalize this view of life and thereby always remain focused on the forces that produce love in order to drive negativity and darkness out of the heart. Bringing this attention to everyday life was an imperative for all who went out to set an example of living genuinely in love. In those days, this intention was solidified in the brothers and sisters. After the Last Supper, at which we once again strengthened each other through the power of love, countless personal meetings took place so that I was able to attune each of my companions to their individual assignments. Nothing was left to chance, because until then the hearts of the people had been entrusted to me and handed over to me by God. So now the time had come and they were all thoroughly attuned to their future tasks. Be aware of your assignments and know who you are. Know who you are. This is what matters most. Now as then, there is no time to invalidate this fact, which can undermine this need to know about one's life on earth. This is of the essence. As long as this knowledge remains hidden from a person, he is truly ignorant and such a person is exposed to darkness. Only then will you become capable beings, enabled to change, to transform into your being. Being born again as who you are is what human life is built upon, and without knowledge of it life is stale and empty, unfulfilled and sluggish. The shadows press into the heart until they darken it entirely. This commandment is therefore vital, then as now, all time and in eternity. So it was initially up to me to ignite this inner fire in my brothers and sisters, a fire that is expressed through the unconditional desire for this knowledge. But how do you get to this status? How is it possible to get this knowledge? These questions had to be faced, and through my individual advice many were able to find their destiny, and above all they were able to live it, implement it, and leave their mark on earth trusting in their being. So it was always the desire of the individual, a pure intention spoken from the heart, that preceded this realization. Once a heart is filled with the longing for eternal being, then this knowledge, the knowledge of our descent, is also given. All the information necessary to assist us in what we do is given, and a pure heart, filled with this deep and sincere desire, comes to know the nature of their individual existence on planet Earth. Once the fire has been kindled, the task is to keep the flame so that it burns everything that hinders, and so that it enlightens everything in order to see. Many of my apostles were discouraged, and not everyone was able to deal adequately with the new situation we were faced with. Through the final instructions, however, they were able to reconnect with the life that had become so familiar to them in recent years, life out of, in and through love. That fulfillment was rekindled in most of the hearts of my beloved companions in those days, so that they could live up to their commissions willingly and courageously, with clarity and the assurance of God's inner guidance. If you want to know who you are, it is important to bring the light of God into your life. Once this has been achieved, all the channels that were previously blocked and kept you away from this realization of your being open up. The constant and persistent willingness, your attentive lifestyle, and your devotion to God bring you this great gift. From then on you will never go wrong again, and truly, your ways are blessed. Be aware and know who you are. Act like gods that you are. Live the love that you are, all one and unconditionally. Thus the third instruction was and is given. In the Jerusalem of that time, this knowledge, which was new to the understanding at the time, was given, placed in the hearts of those people who set out to carry the good news that we are walking gods into the world. Our individual differences do not matter as we are united by the supreme power and might of love. Neither gender, race, religion, nor class are indicators that legitimize the divide. All aspects of the one Creator, the one consciousness, the one expressiveness of God. Realizing this means to rise up and to have understood God's omnipresence, to understand it, or at least to sense it, to feel that peace, compassion, and compassion can be lived through it, an absolute necessity to grasp this scope. This is more relevant today than ever. My brothers and sisters went out, but some stayed in Jerusalem, including my brother James and my son Joshua. The Jewish community needed their blessed attention in order to grow, to be introduced to this realization of who we are. We are all one. These three virtues were essential, and with this knowledge we set out into the world to serve the people and to carry the light, our light, to where the illusion of darkness held men's hearts in menacing fear. Miriam set out, and with her Sarah, who, like Joshua, sprang from our love. Their path eventually led them to Gaul, and the accounts of it are essentially correct, but not to perpetuate the so-called bloodline. That's not the point, and any assumptions about it are misleading, confusing, and damaging. We are all one. Highlighting a bloodline counteracts this. This is the work of people, of those who have not understood, who have no knowledge of the true nature of all life. Please don't get confused. Miriam too had the one message, the one mission, and the one eternal element of all embracing, unconditional love to bring into the world, to the place you now call France, to sow this seed in the south of this country, and we have always been connected through the inner light channels and above all through the umbilical cord of love. So we moved out. Peter eventually got to Rome, but even there the story told to you needs some adjustment. He did not die the barbaric death that is presented to you as heroic. According to legend, after his arrest by the Romans, Peter was crucified upside down at his own request. This sign of martyrdom was intended to represent his unique devotion to Jesus. Authors note, although many people died in the arenas of Rome, Peter passed from this cup, and in his old age he finally ascended into the light. His crucifixion did not take place either. Please accept this fact and now completely free yourself from these scary images that paralyze you and set you such a wrong example. The good news of unconditional love for your neighbors, the good news of knowing who and what you are, the good news that all life is one. That is why we were born, and now we have been sent to announce this message. These were my instructions, and in those days they were integrated by the people who were meant for them. The sending of the apostles began, and for everyone who participated in it, their life finally became a matter between him/her and God. We went out to uplift the world and remind people of their original status. Today it is up to you to complete these tasks, because the seed is sprout, a rich harvest is imminent. Today it is you who are sent to finally establish this consciousness, the consciousness of the connections of all life, of love from being, which can only be experienced unconditionally in the unity of all people. Blessed is he who comes, and verily, I am in the midst of you. Jesus Christ. Channel, Jan J. Castle.
Good morning, starseeds. Today I have come to this one message to share with you all. I am here to tell you that the prosperity that you seek is already in your hands. You are in the throes of being able to receive it in a way that is appropriate and ready for action. The one thing that you see as missing is that You do not have it in your hands or bank account. I tell you now that this is awaiting the clearance that is on the threshold, and as soon as that is in place completely, you will be able to recognize what is able to see and use the funds that you have been waiting for your lives and all of mankind around this world. I am here this day to assist you to see what I mean as the fact that it is already in your possession. Realize that in your possession means that you have a hold on an energy that is within you. As you continue to know that you have it, and do so in the peacefulness of knowing that it will come forward when it is in the freedom of you being able to use it in ways that not only serve you, but others as well, then you will be able to feel it, see it, and distribute it in a way that is compliant with the way that you know will benefit all of you. As I say this to you and feel the response that you have to what you are hearing within yourselves, I recognize that you understand what I'm saying. I am reminding you that you know how many times the ease of the release of it to the people has been held back because of the ones who have tried to gain it all back in their hands for their use only. That is not going to happen, for you have expressed strongly enough that they what have been doing with the funds and all of the treasures on earth has come to end. It is time for it all to come to the point where there is no justice on the earth. It is so many of your hearts that the suffering and hardship has overcome all of the pleasure on earth, and now it is flowing free toward all of your hands in the knowledge that you do not have the power to receive it. It is a matter of all of you realizing that there have been so many ways in which the funds have been manipulated and cast over the walls of justice. So now it is time to bring it all back to the reality that means the freedom of peace, love, and joy is here with you all. You have the power from within to go forth and complete the heaven on earth that you have been waiting. It has been such a journey, and as we see how it is coming to a beautiful completion, you will all be able to move forward in the new life you create on the planet and beyond. You will all realize that this journey has been one that has brought you all to the truth of what you are capable of. You are in the throes of being able to see what those who have done and what they have done are in the process of giving it all back to you. They are seeing that it was a part of what you came to experience. They are seeing how miserable you are, all reacted to the unknowing that they had of what was being done. And now they have learned that they are not acting their true power. They were taking their steps in ways that responded to what was inside of them, and now they see that it was always outside of them. That is why it was always such a cord that they were caught up in it. They look back and see how so many of you are acting in love rather than in the fear that they saw so much, not only in some of those they walked against, but in themselves as well. It is now coming to the stream of openness and freedom of being able to walk forth, dance together, and sing the songs of utmost freedom, of peace, love, and joy in all that is done on earth and beyond. They are seeing that now they have been taken out of the make believe existence of love, that they were never in the real world of love in the expression that would have given them a different way of living their lives here on earth. Yes, we all see how it is able to have the freedom to create your world is the way that says that you are all family in love with all that you represent. You will be soon the guidelines of your inner knowing what you will be doing with the funds and the freedom that flow forth in the usage of them, with all of life in harmony in every step. I leave this one now in the peace, joy, and love that you are all in the process of expressing as the freedom of the coming times is in your present moment. See it as the moment to be now, and you awaken all of the love within every living essence upon and within this earth. I am in celebrating of what I see coming in the next moment, as the next, etc. More. Love is all there is, in the expression and the living of it in so many ways. You are the love, and I am with you in every step you take a love. Peace and joyfulness of the freedom you are expressing.
Hello, dear evolving emissary of lights. Beloved masters, remember this term, membranes of light, for it is important that this concept is clearly defined within your mind. There were membranes of light placed across your memory when you began your journey into the illusionary realities of the third, fourth dimensions. There were membranes of light placed at the entryway to your sacred mind and your sacred heart. There was or is a membrane of light surrounding your third eye, your inner sight. When your higher self determines it is time for your third eye to open, it will be as if you received a surge of sacred energy upon your brow. These specialized frequencies open the memory seed atom crystals of light within the pineal gland, which initiates the abilities of extrasensory perception called clairvoyance. Most of you have heard of the ring pass nine, a thin membrane of light radiation, which encircled the planet for thousands of years. It was a restricted quarantine of sorts, which has been gradually dissolved from the Earth's atmosphere, thereby allowing the cosmic information floodgates to be flung open so that the next level of cosmic wisdom could pour forth to a select group of world servers and cosmic messengers. For many lifetimes, every one of these brave souls has been in an intense preparatory stage in the higher realms. This intense training period was necessary in order to bring forth the advanced teachings in an accurate, orderly, and timely method. It is cosmic law that you must integrate and experience each level of new truth in order to move to the next, more advanced level. It is a unique and specialized path of initiation. The ascended masters of the Cosmic Council of Light do not openly teach in public. They work entirely through their disciples and initiates, mostly by conveying the inspired thought forms of higher wisdom teachings. Initiates work on the mental levels, also mostly behind the scenes. However, a select group is actively teaching out in the world, for inspiring others to become world servers is their most important task. There is a light epidemic whereby every person on earth is being bombarded by the refined frequencies of God light. However, each person can only absorb and integrate the frequencies of light that their physical vessels can accommodate. You must be able to metabolize the higher frequency God light in order to benefit and make use of it. Those of you who have steadfastly followed the path that was designed for you are quickly coming to a state of completion for the particular stage of enlightenment you have been experiencing for the past 10 years. When you attain true self-mastery, your thoughts and words will become harmless, for criticism and negativity cannot dwell in the light of love and truth. Service is an intrinsic impulse of the soul self, just as desire is the major impulse of the ego. Your transition from the impulses or nudgings of the emotional, ego-desire body to the inspirational thoughts of the soul and the higher self have mostly been accomplished. Your focus has moved toward group consciousness and how to serve humanity. You are also well on your way in the transition from I, me, my self-centered interests to a higher frequency of we, our state of unity consciousness. The intuitive thoughts you receive, and the guidance from your guides, angelic helpers, and higher self, become stronger as you integrate more pure God light. Your reality expands from a small world focus of a personal state of consciousness to an expanded consciousness, which includes the world, the solar system, and beyond. No longer will you respond to painful events in life as fated or punishment, for you realize they are challenges and opportunities for growth. You are swiftly moving out of the energy vortex, or collective consciousness band of thought forms created by humanity, which is a vortex of violent activity. Ascension is a process whereby you consciously move forward into higher and higher levels of the energy and vibrational fields of your oversoul/higher selves, forever moving forward into more rarefied levels of divine cosmic energy within the higher dimensions. Your soul is aware of the imbalances you brought forth from the past and also those you have created in this lifetime. It will do everything possible to bring these imbalances to your attention so you can rectify the imperfections and develop harmonious attunement with the next level of your higher self. This is the soul's main purpose for being. Your soul and higher selves will also make every effort to raise your vibrational frequencies and to assist you in harmonizing the fluctuating energies of the emotional and mental bodies. As you progress on the path and begin to tap into the higher vibrational patterns of light, you will experience the effects of the intensity of the frequency-soft cosmic sacred fire. You will be affected by the fiery forces of creation in three ways: fire by friction, fire of body solar fire, fire of soul electromagnetic fire, fire of spirit. Eventually, you will learn to recognize the source of the frequency patterns of the various beings of light that you are to work with. You will also be able to differentiate between the subtle forces and the rays. You must strive to become a divine observer and a master of detachment. You know who you are. We do not have to tell you. We ask you to steadfastly maintain your center of power within your sacred heart as you are drawn into the higher frequency levels of world service. As you move deeper into the realm of the ascended masters, your chosen path of service should become easier, almost effortless. Your major challenges and tests are behind you as you draw greater amounts of God light to you. The warring factions within will slowly release their hold on you as they submit to the transformative vibrations of love. My brave warriors of peace, as your light shines brighter out into the world, you must be vigilant so that you will do nothing which will make you a focal point for negative vibrational forces. Do not be drawn into the negative, destructive vibrations of the chaotic mass consciousness belief structure of the astral planes. You are learning to be a director of the higher forces. As you refine your skills of self-mastery, you will learn to identify the quality and force of all energy around you. In every era and major cycle, cosmic wisdom and divine truth are made available to those with open minds and loving hearts. It is time for an understanding of where humankind stands on the ladder of evolution. Each person must gain the knowledge of and have a desire to fulfill his or her personal destiny. For all of you who are firmly on the spiraling path of ascension, your major goal at this time is to return the vibrational patterns, which make up your personal world in the third/fourth dimensional reality, to the originally designed spectrum of light and shadow. By doing so, your pendulum of consciousness will not swing so radically from positive to negative, and your mental and emotional natures will once more become stabilized and centered. This is an important step in learning to live centered within your sacred heart and sacred mind. A disciple on the path of enlightenment must strive for heart-centered detachment and wise discernment. In the unawakened person, more choices are made unconsciously than through intelligent awareness. It is as if they are in a semi-conscious state of awareness. The initial phase of becoming a self-aware person is to realize that they are not consciously awake. This begins the process of striving to awaken to the nudgings of the soul self, for this is an intrinsic part of becoming spiritually aware and a master of self. When you succumb to irritation and respond in loud, angry words or thoughts, you are using astral energy that is contaminating to the auric field. Continued use will build a negative thought form that must eventually be resolved and dissolved via the law of the circle. Envision your negative thought forms adding another stone or brick to your emotional prison. Remember, you are composed of units of energy, which create your energetic signature and ultimately your soul song. Your goal is to learn to control your thoughts and to focus your power. Your thoughts will increase in strength according to the intensity and repetition of your seed thoughts. Dear hearts, learn to focus on the highest and best attributes of people and conditions within your inner circle of light. This is one of the most important aspects of creating your personal fifth dimensional environment. The language of the unconscious and subconscious minds is primarily imagery. The refinement of the subconscious and conscious minds and attunement to the superconscious mind are greatly speeded up by the deliberate practice and perfecting the imagery and visualization skills. The soul needs a vehicle of expression on the physical plane in order to bring forth the power and magnificence of creation. You must endeavor to rise above and to shelter yourself from the emotional chaos of the mass consciousness existence. However, you must also function efficiently among the masses and spread your light as you go about daily life. You cannot live in a detached world and forsake the material world in order to attain enlightenment. Becoming an unrealistic, vague mystic serves no one. The introspective, inward-focused meditative practices of the Eastern philosophies are being joined with the creative, outward-focused practices of the Western world. In a third and lower fourth dimensional environment, your mental body is prone to projecting into the future, which creates fear and uncertainty. The emotional body is always replaying the events of the past, some fond memories, but mostly reliving experiences of failure or pain. The present moment is hardly registered at all unless there is some positive or negative drama involved. You should strive for a strong, highly developed connection between the mental and emotional bodies, and also between the soul and higher self in order to develop refined spiritual values. As you tap into the higher frequencies of divine wisdom, brilliant ideas pour forth from the higher planes of intuition. You may experience exhilaration one moment and depression the next as you gradually achieve a blissful state of awareness, only to lose it again. However, the times of depression will grow less intense and also less frequent. Be assured that your ego-desire body will rebel and resist the efforts of the soul and the higher self, and it will try to keep you in your habitual practices and habits of serving only the little self and its selfish desires. However, as you progress, you will tap into the realm of the sacred mind, and you will learn spiritual discernment. You must constantly monitor and critique your words, deeds, and motives as you train yourself and gain discipline over the little self. Remember, all knowledge is a form of light frequencies. As you strive to understand your role and purpose for this lifetime, you will learn to turn inward in order to understand who you really are, why you act and react the way you do, and how to tap into your greatest talents and potential abilities. This should be your major goal at this time. Reflection, contemplation, and active meditation will unlock the mystery of your true self and what your major goals are for this lifetime. You are an energy center, a receptacle, a physical body, which contains a measure of pure creator essence. You are responsible for integrating and using the light energy you need to empower yourself, and you must then send forth the balance out into the world for the benefit of all. Submission to your divine mission and to cosmic law means adherence to all universal laws as they are revealed to you. Walking the path of ascension requires a constant effort to make the highest choices for the greatest good, with an intense desire to serve. You must take responsibility for all actions and the energy you qualify, whether positive or negative, for it will return to you via the law of the serpent. Your present earthly goal is to become a world server, and the quickest way to attain this level of self-mastery is to stimulate the flame of God power within. Self-mastery is attained in small increments, not giant leaps. Dear hearts, no matter the level of spiritual or self-awareness you have attained, we encourage you to make the path to higher awareness a priority in your life. The world and the reality you have lived and experienced in the past are swiftly changing. You have a golden opportunity to join the ranks of those who are creating a bright new world for themselves and their loved ones. You also have the right to remain in the negative environment of the lower world of reality that is swiftly being cleansed, cleared, and modified, thus creating the chaos and monumental changes the masses and the earth are now experiencing. Which will you choose? Whatever your choice, we will guide and protect you to the limits of cosmic law, and we will always love you beyond measure. I am Archangel Michael. Channel, Rana Bezain. Thanks for watching. Much love and light.
Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are so very happy to be speaking with all of you who will receive this transmission. We are very pleased to report to you that the progress you've been making has been making waves throughout the galaxy. More and more beings have been paying attention to those of you who are opening yourselves up to extraterrestrial contact and to the higher frequency energies coming from the non-physical realms. There is, of course, quite a bit of talk about when each of you who is awake will be ready for full, physical, extraterrestrial contact. Some ETs take it upon themselves to connect with you, even when others in the discussion think you are not quite ready for the experience. But from what we can see, all of you have handled your ET encounters very well and have integrated what the ET or ETs were wanting to share with you. There are so many downloads and upgrades that you can receive in those moments. Some of you relax and allow the activations to occur. Others of you tense up, close yourselves off, and do not receive the full force of the transmission. But in those instances, you are still getting better at receiving them. You are still getting closer to a time when that type of contact will be commonplace for you. We so enjoy witnessing those interactions and making the mental notes to ourselves about what works and what doesn't. Many ETs and collectives come to us for advice about how to approach humanity, or about how to approach an individual who is awake and shows signs of being ready. We do our best to give them the advice that we believe will lead to a positive interaction where everyone gets what they want. For the most part, the ETs that you connect with are interested in activating within you certain extraterrestrial DNA or memories of when you were a part of their race. That type of knowing within you can build a bridge between humanity and those ETs. And when the bridges are built, you can have that contact that so many of you have been waiting for and desire. We want to say to those of you who are impatient about your contact experiences that they are coming. Be patient. Live your lives. Know that there are plenty of ETs working among you, and consider what a melting pot Mother Earth really is. You are surrounded by extraterrestrial energy. You are comprised of it, and the sooner you realize that, the easier it is for them to connect with you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.
Far in the distance, there's a promise. It seems far in the distance. I put it on the altar, though it was mine. I put it on the altar. There's a greater city we have not seen. We're all waiting in the in-between. We're all seeking our homeland. We're all seeking our homeland. We're all seeking our homeland. We're all seeking our Good morning, lights. I had a dream last night. One in which I walked through a forest and heard nothing but the chirping of the birds and the winds passing through the leaves. It was a peaceful dream, a dream in which I felt serene and happy. This is what I imagine our life to be in the fifth dimension. Earth is now experiencing a significant spiritual transformation that will take a lot of effort to complete. Star seeds are basically non-earthling spirits who took on human form in order to serve the earth. The starseed community is a collection of individuals who are actively working to ensure that humanity, through a time of self-healing, so that we may unite in love, compassion, and kindness. They have had emotions of being lost and uncertain about where their life is headed or what purpose could be, as if they were stranded in the midst of an ocean without a map or direction. Does this sound familiar? However, starseeds are now waking all across the world and rediscovering their heavenly heritage and purpose. Starseeds want the inhabitants of Earth to understand how deeply God, Goddess, their ancestors, the people in their immediate vicinity, and most importantly, they themselves love them. They want everyone to understand that although we all make errors, if we simply approach them with love rather than condemnation or fear, they will always lead to something positive. The messengers of love, light, and truth are starseeds. They were brought here to aid in everyone's awakening to their actual selves, because they have easily access to the astral plane. They are linked to the ages-old spiritual teachings. Their goal is to awaken humanity from a state of profound spiritual slumber, so that they can connect with a divine source of energy that resides within them. You were born with a certain amount of light and love because you are here on this planet, and the more light you bring into your life, the more love you will experience. This is why it is so crucial to pay attention to your soul's mission and what it wants to accomplish during your time on Earth. Starseeds originate from a variety of realms, and when they take human form on Earth,
they carry their wisdom with them. No matter whether they remember it or not, there is a frequency. They are here to support us for what are known as ascension, which requires us to shift our viewpoint from one that is grounded in our present reality to one that is more in tune with higher frequency energy. Starseed souls have powerful energies and are often deeply conscious of their divine mission, which they frequently aren't aware of until they have reached a high stage of growth. In order to assist Earth in entering the Golden Age, they assume a variety of responsibilities. By sharing their talents and experience to contribute to the creation of a sustainable future, they are assisting others, not just spiritually, but also physically. Since long before humans arrived on our planet, starseeds have come here and will continue to do so. I am aware that many of you starseeds are listening to this message. I am aware that some of you have already transitioned and are operating at higher vibrations, while others are still trying to figure out who they really are. If you are a starseed, it is your duty to help others discover their own inner light. You possess an energy that is unmatched and may be used to support others in feeling closer to their own light. You are a starseed. You may have been wondering for a while why there is so much garbage in the earth. You will eventually realize that it happened because the evil forces had taken over the globe, and most people had been duped into accepting false information about spirituality and God. You are more equipped than most people to do this job, since they lack the DNA blueprint needed to see right through illusions so effortlessly. Many of you have heard that you must combat these things, but you are unsure of how to do so. How can you combat an imperceptible force? What if you have no idea where to begin? You might be asking yourself, what can I do? Simple. You must take charge of your own destiny. We all have the option to decide whether we want to spend our lives in accordance with what the soul's purpose is, or in accordance with what is going on in the world right now, or even moment to moment. Whether or not we choose to listen to our hearts more than what society deems to be good or evil is up to each and every one of us individually. As a starseed, I have experienced many opportunities to take in the splendor and beauty of the cosmos. The energy of the universe is one of wonder, beauty, and amazement. At all levels of existence, the universe is alive with love and compassion. One of the primary things I have been doing as a starseed is assisting individuals in letting go of the past and moving on with their life. Together with my guidance, I have also been trying to heal the earth and build a better future for all of us. We are so many, and that makes us powerful. I have met some wonderful friends along the road, and I'm really glad to be able to serve others in this manner. I cordially invite you to join me as a fellow starseed on this incredible voyage. You are not alone. You have many of us by your side, rooting for you, day in, day out, and we will not stop until we get there. As always, we love you deeply and wish for you to have the most abundant and joyous life possible. Have a wonderful day.
I feel the weight behind my eyes, lean towards the color that lies within. Nothing between you and I. Stay right there under my skin. I've been waiting, I've been waiting. There's no fault lines to crack and leave me aching. Thinking of the fallout, it leaves me numb, but it's something that might never come. So I'll be waiting here in your arms. There was a silence deep inside. Held on.
Energy update 12D Divine Template. Divine timing, divine flow, divine presence and existence, divine sacred union with as the entire universe cosmos. Each deep sacred connection, through purity, through simplicity, through pure peace. In order for your quantum light buddy, plasma crystalline energy, which is the light of your soul, the light that transforms all back into pure love. All that is not this goes through an immense tuning process that not only never ends, continues to amplify, continues to increase, continues to take over and dissolve all that used to be your ego separation programs held on a cellular atomic molecular level. Returning all to divine natural organic order. Returning all to the level of purity necessary for new earth to actually exist means that everything you hold, everything you are, everything you believe, experience and have must be fully aligned with this. Returning all to your purest existences means that you must be able to exist from this place, this space of 0 point, the point of all creation, the point of inception, the point of nothingness, and be able to birth anew constantly and continually. From deep inside of you, returning all to love means that you cleanse, you clear, you resolve, you transform, transmute, and dissolve all that is not pure love from within you. Returning all to divine order and divine flow means that this is where you function from within you. So fully I am tuned that all is natural, simple, easy, and fully aligned all of the time, which means your vibrational existence is always in tune in absolutely every way. Sounds like a huge task and undertaking, doesn't it? Well, it is, and it's going on inside of you constantly. So that you can learn to see and understand what divine alignment truly is, and for you to do your part by intentionally and consciously aligning all yourself. This is what your physical light body does. It constantly breaks down the old, constantly rewrites your entire reality, constantly reconstructs your reality for you. It is light frequencies, cosmic universal symphonies that grow stronger every day, that tune, constantly. Tuning processes for each light body take precedence over all that your human ego created wants. Tuning processes put your body to sleep, wake it up, and unify it with all. Shut your human down, gives you energy to function, and also depletes when you've expended all of this light energy. So it's beyond important that you learn how your light body works and functions, so that you can learn how to manage, master your new realities, which are not linear, they are quantum. As you are on a galactic soul level, your carbon-based body functions very differently than your universal cosmic light body does. How it works, so completely different than your old 3D, 4D body was. These energies that came through with the gateway are all about divine alignment. In absolutely every way, divine light. You becoming divinity in the purest form, which means for this to occur, your physical body and physical reality, literally, have to all be reworked. Every cell, every carbon-based atom, every molecule and particle of what you thought you were, every particle, physical matter, changes vibratory rates constantly. As these vibratory and oscillatory rates dictate everything, your old carbon-based human body, how it handles this immense constant tuning process is determined by many things. Every belief you hold not fully in alignment from the absolute highest place will show up in different ways, dependent on how this needs to occur to rework, recode, recalibrate, reconfigure all on from a quantum level, not a linear one. Your old 3D and 4D bodies, these can't walk new earth. The density, the vibration, the programs housed in your old bodies and held in place by your limited ego aspect. These are what anchored you in the lower frequency bandwidths and versions of old earth. If you pay attention, you will notice your immune system and your nervous system constantly being reworked. You will notice feeling density, heaviness, or light. You will notice more and more what is and isn't fully vibrationally in resonance or aligned. You will notice when things are simple and easy, and when your ego gets involved, complicates all and interrupts divine flow. If you pay attention, you will notice how your feelings are changing, your beliefs are changing, how what resonates is changing. You will note you changing on a DNA level, how your body is acting, reacting differently, how much you feel energy more, how much the energy of all affects you, how much you can tolerate not, what inspires you, uplifts you, or pulls you back to the old. You will notice how things are different. If you truly step back, go silent, and just observe, you will realize how nothing is the same as it once was, and how all is evolving naturally and organically, and how disruptive your others' egos are. Out of tune. You will realize how all is not linear anymore, how all is based on your feelings and what your physical light body needs, wants. Different foods, more nature, more alone time, to be surrounded by that which feeds your spirit, soul light, happiness, joy, peace, magic, love. And you will realize what does not, which means that you have a decision to make in order to fully align all yourself and keep it aligned, which is a huge part of the process of transitioning over from old earth to new. It's you choosing to align all and hold this divine alignment fully from inside. Divine alignment. A massive retuning process, a massive recoding, recalibration process that is not as massive once each has completed the initial passageways of fully waking up and ascending the body by descending as higher selves and merging as one in that physical form you call your body, which is your divine sacred vessel that holds your immense light as a soul, as a star being, as a galactic here. Your human ego aspect does not fully respect, takes things for granted, and functions from a space of disconnect. This harmonizing process occurs on a cosmic level, which is much more powerful than your human ego is, in every way. These cosmic frequencies are you, in your purest form, which basically bring the codes of all of your highest consciousness existences from all other spaces, time, places, here, by way of light travel, if you will. This light travel is beyond your human comprehension. Yet, through your highest states of consciousness, it's simple, easy, and totally understood. By being totally in tune on a quantum level,
You can actually observe, watch, see, feel the light codes communicating and traveling across all perceptions of different dimensions, all the perceptions of all other existences from this space right here. You can observe quantum light codes all in a simultaneous existence, working and rewriting and recoding constantly. You can observe the galactic codes being transmitted and received from outer space, if you will, perception, and inside your physical light body. Recoding all on a genetic DNA level for you us all. As love. These constant photonic plasma energies that increase 24/7 now, increase our DNA evolutionary processes beyond anything we've experienced here thus far. These 24/7 light upgrades continue to increase, intensify. So continual integration and acclimation are key. If your physical body is not honored for what it's telling you, screaming at the human ego aspect, then it will shut down and stop working. So it's beyond important that you honor these processes that increase substantially now. Your physical body will continually go through immense evolutionary process that occurs in phases and processes relative to where you currently function from, vibrationally, energetically, and by way of density and light. Density and light quotient and vibratory oscillatory rate equals dimensions occupied and experienced. Multidimensional light body. Dependent on how easily your physical body processes these cosmic light codes, will determine all. The immense crystalline process is how your body takes these light codes and processes light with your physical form. These crystals are formed over many linear years, your whole existence here. This has been occurring all along. It's not new. It's just stronger, more powerful, and more accelerated because of the frequencies we are now always in. Your evolving DNA. Every aspect of your soul oversoul. All of your divine aspects. All of your galactic star being aspects. All of your elemental aspects. Each one having different DNA codes. In order to embody fully, your DNA is constantly rewriting itself and changing. Your whole body must awaken through each cell. Every particle of you must remember and become fully conscious too. The DNA of your Christ aspect, your God particle, your Lemurian, your Atlantean, your Egyptian, your Arcturian, your Venusian, your Syrian, your Pleiadian, your angelic celestial, Abaza lion aspects, all with different frequencies, tonal chords, energies. All encoded in the light that activates 24/7 of every day. The essences of purity. These trigger your own distortions to become visible. These show you what's not fully aligned on the highest dimensional level, so that you can choose and consciously shift your own vibration energy, which determines which dimension reality version of Earth you experience, exist, and live in here. Your multidimensional light body is very different than your old carbon-based human one was. It's not going to feel like, or function like your 3D, even 4D, one. Each dimension has a different light body phase. So you will experience, feel what your human perceives as weird and not you. This is because it isn't your human you, it's your ascended aspects. Merging within you as your consciousness evolves into something completely different. Your light body is a whole new experience within itself. It will require things that your human dismisses, avoids, and resists, makes excuses for. As your intelligent crystalline light body comes online, your human ego aspect dissolves, leaving the old behind. All that was of your previous states of consciousness become your unconscious realities. And the moment you realize this, your reality inside changes, which means outside will shift, change too. For the human ego aspect, this brings fear of the unknown because it can't be controlled. For the in-tune one, the one that is ready for new, higher dimensional realities, you'll close out any karmic unconscious timelines and open up for much higher dimensional vibrational realities to come forth through, materialize in your physical. Working with multiple timelines. Your multidimensional higher aspect you has the capability to work with infinite timelines on a quantum level. This is what your completed light body templates provide for you. This is what your crystalline light body, your ascended state, provides. This is what your new access allows. Your ability to see infinite timelines and much higher dimensional realities. In order for you to anchor, hold, create, integrate the codes for fully. Which is a very different way than your limited human ego aspect reality used to work be.
The fact that your new inner vision gives you new advanced capabilities is exciting, and the possibilities are endless too. The beauty is that if a reality isn't fully aligned, you can let it go, dematerialize, just as easily, because you are not attached to anything. Which means that new, much higher aligned realities, portals, can open up to come through. You finally get it, and how your energy dictates, your openness dictates, your actions dictate and determine the physical reality here. You see through the stargates of your unified heart, mind, body. That as you complete each integration process, that your reality actually changes. Inside, your superpowers and advanced capabilities return. And it's so simple. You also see how important your vibration is, and all that you allow contributes affects your entire reality here. You don't live in a single, limited dimension anymore. The magic of multidimensionality has occurred. Divine templates, divine unions, and all that is sacred returned. The union of 12D templates is a merging process that activates the 144 within all who accomplish this fully, with all of their bodies. When is vibrational? It's not linear time, it's light travel. So when is relative to light quotient, light body phases, light embodiment. And the level of purity each functions from. When is as each is truly ready, fully embraces and decides, chooses, commits, and surrenders fully to multidimensional evolution, which dissolves the entire unconscious matrix program and template held within. When is now, yet how fast, will be determined by how much ego matrix program each still holds within the whole body template. And how easily each opens up to new earth fully as a whole new reality that looks nothing like 3D, 4D realities did. How fast is however long it takes each to fully integrate and shift, fully open up and transcend the old, fully from within. No resistance, the longer and rougher all takes is. All is relative to each mindset's energy, and whether this is a cooperative process, where the unknown is an accepted reality, until each gains the ability to see function on a quantum level and master the physical as pure source light here. It's only unknown to the human ego aspect. It's not only known and understood as your higher self. You've waited for this magnificence, worked hard for this. It's exciting, peaceful, easy, simple, because it's a vibrational match to your highest dimensional realities that you currently hold fully from inside, and a vibrational return to how you show up every moment of every day to fulfill your highest soul purposes, galactic missions, human roles here. Pure unity consciousness lives an abundant and brilliant, vibrant, interconnected, peaceful, kind, contributory, respectful, and simple life. As each comes from this place inside, all karma is automatically cleared, reversed. Because you are not playing in unconscious realities anymore. You come together in divine sacred union with all that is ready for this. You can tell, as it's all vibrational, energetic, and visible. Yes, there is a huge synchronization process of aligning on an energetic level, yet you can tell what to invest your valuable energy in and what to allow to fall away. Or move it out yourself, if you created allowed a karmic timeline to come into play. Divine sacred union occurs within you. It's a quiet, subtle, silent, and profound union that words can't explain. It's beyond pure, and the amount of love you have the capability to hold, share, transmit, and unify is beyond too. Our pure love is very different than human ego love was, which is misunderstood until each can experience, remember this love fully from deep inside too, which is where we are at now. For each TO, remember pure love from deep within that sacred space, and to learn to hold this in every exchange and to not separate off, heart closes, to go unconscious ever again. This pure love is how we recognize each other here, as angels and star beings, as light beings here. It's readable, felt, visible through our energy transmitted out, fields. It's soft, kind, and supportive and respectful, and it doesn't carry the distortions of the human ego old matrix programs like before. We each can recognize our signatures, and it's our union in the most fun and exciting ways. And it's how we come together to create more together, because we get it, and what we invest is ourselves, all that we have are. What we share is all. What we receive is a quantum vibrational response. To what we hold, share, offer, contribute, unite. This 12D body field divine Stargate template has been building / constructing / coming online for years, linearly, with a huge collective activation through Gaia, for this last June or July to initiate a template build that lays the foundation for all new, much higher dimensional realities here. It will also accelerate the collapse of the old, faster and more powerful than ever before. Every template completion moves the old out faster. This occurs inside of each. The outside is the reflection back, so that what is inside is visible, as well as returning a dimensional experience relative to each current level of consciousness each functions from, as well as clearing out massive akashas held on a cellular level until all karmic timelines have been cleared. Your evolving light body DNA, crystalline / cosmic / universal / divine templates are constantly working to restructure realities that are fully aligned on an oversoul level, which is where your avatar you functions from. This is where you are source of all, not just words, yet instead your presence and the energy you hold and transmit out, with your every breath. Words are only necessary to communicate in order to deliver information, light encodements, or for the human aspect can't read / communicate energetically through full consciousness here. Words carry data, light intelligence, for they are energy too. They transmit the vibration of the current level of consciousness each functions from, making all audible / visible by light beings that communicate / read the field on a bioelectrical level, electromagnetically. Photonic light increases this capability. So each photonic light body has this capability naturally. Your new realities are communicated through the unified field of quantum photonic consciousness, which is very different than your / all old Earth realities were. By each tuning in fully through a quantum state of consciousness, each is able to self-disconnect from the old. This will allow each to shift grids / gridding systems easily, and align to the grids of new Earth fully, which increases the power of new Earth gridding templates. Because your whole body links up / syncs up fully. You shift with your whole body's consciousness / grid / template. Now that more are bringing their whole body's gridding systems online with our divine new Earth universal and cosmic templates, more are fulfilling gatekeeper / grid keeper duties / roles here, which shifts the distribution of all. This redistributes everything in all new ways. How each receives, what each receives, when each receives. As the old templates continue to go offline / dissolve, support for unconscious matrix realities diminishes as well. The human ego aspect will go to panic, fear and desperation, not understanding how all works now. Multi-dimensional realities replace one-dimensional ones. This is a powerful phase-month transition integration period, where we constantly go higher and higher and higher in frequency bandwidths, where our multi-dimensional physical light bodies are constantly integrating and rewriting realities on a quantum level, where sleep-wake states are interchangeable, where merging, blending, and fluid flowing is continual, where all conscious on multi-dimensional level are constantly anchoring, creating, uniting in a multitude of ways. It's time to clean house again. We go through this every huge upshift, as we each move the old timelines out and welcome in the new. While this is every moment, the bigger ones occur with every huge gateway opening completion phase process, and is the mother of these. So, are you ready? Really, really, really ready? Are you grabbing your new and anchoring it fully, from deep inside of you? Are you wide open and holding your highest everything too? Remember, this is how we always do it. More as we flow. Have a most exquisite gateway passageway. Immense love, gratitude, respect, and kindness for all of us here.
Oh wow, that's a big bad to get to. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I do so apologize though. I need to go pick up my dog's prescription. Tom's got an earache, so I'm gonna run and do that. I will not be offline long, and we're gonna get back to these. I named him that, or whatever that dude said. Merging, molding, flowing fluid. But yeah, I like that. But that one is I did an octopus. Look like an octopus? Fuck yeah, it does. Sweet. It always looks so different when I look at it. This girl back here, she's gonna like stink eye with no eye. I could do something with her tonight. I'm thinking. But I love you fuckers. Hit me up if you want to know any of those links. I can send you the link. You can start getting them yourself. Super duper easy. Easy peasy. And then you won't have to listen to me no more. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta go get my dog's medicine and I shall be back like a crack. Oh my gosh. Damn.